You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Right now, live at 5, a dramatic scene in Superior from this morning. In this drone video sent to us by Eric Nordrum, you can see the massive fire that sparked at about 6 a.m. You can see that black smoke plume billowing as fire crews attack the flames from the outside. Nearby residents say ash was falling from the sky, even several blocks away from the fire. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. Briggs is off tonight. That fire could be seen for miles and even disrupted the morning commute. Here's exactly where it took place, on the 1500 block of North 1st Street in Superior's North End District. Fire crews say the fire started in the Sivertson Fisheries building and spread to the Bayside building nearby. Both buildings were vacant at the time and thankfully no one was hurt. These pictures of the plume not long after the fire first broke out, just as the sun was rising, show why WisDOT was forced to close the Blotnick Bridge temporarily during the morning commute. The bridge reopened a short time later. And here, just incredible video from our crews on scene this morning shows the moment flames overtook one of the buildings, causing it to collapse before quickly spreading to the other building. And now on scene for us this evening is CBS 3's Rob Coles. Rob, it's been nearly 12 hours since the fire first broke out. What's going on there right now?
Well, Kristen, now most of the flames are long gone. Fire crews took care of the majority of them early this morning. But what we're seeing now is the smoke that has been billowing out of the building all day is still very thick in the air. Kristen, the real sight to see, though, take a look behind me. That building right there, we've all seen it, those two warehouses as you're driving across the Blotnick Bridge, they have been reduced to piles of rubble and just some standing walls. Fire crews have been out here since early this morning, and Chief Scott Gordon says they'll be on scene until the fire is fully extinguished. Now, crews responded to reports of flames coming from the building around 6 this morning. Chief Gordon says they made the decision to fight the fire from outside for safety reasons. Now, it became clear that they wouldn't be able to keep it from spreading to the building next door. Gordon says they called in 13 off-duty firefighters to help keep things under control. By late morning, they'd put out most of the flames. According to Gordon, the water they used to battle the flames quickly turned to ice. That made conditions much more difficult.
What slips and falls are our biggest concern when we're dealing with fires like this. Then frostbite. Getting this water in your hands and your face, as all of you are noticing standing here. Imagine standing here right now with it being colder than this and splashing some water in your face.
Now, Gordon says all the water they used may have weighed down the building and contributed to the collapse. Now, Kristen, if you just take a look behind me, you can see it's a brick building, but there is white on the outside. That white that you're seeing, that is the ice that was built up from the water that was being shot into the building to fight the fire. Now, Chief Gordon says that they will be continuing to fight this. They're going to be out here until all the smoke has died down and all the flames have been extinguished. We will keep you posted, though, how things go tonight.
Yeah, and Rob, as you had mentioned, thankfully both buildings were vacant at the time, and also no firefighters were injured while they were fighting those flames early this morning in that cold. Rob Coles on scene for us tonight. Thank you, Rob. Meanwhile, ash and debris from the fire was seen falling all across Superior. One resident, David Jorgensen, reports seeing the fire when he was out driving earlier this morning. He says when he got home, ash and debris covered his yard.
I think the biggest one I found this morning was almost the size of a cigarette pack. Big square burnt chunk of wood, and it was still crunchy. It wasn't even completely burned. It just, the fire was that hot, it threw it up.
Jorgensen says he saw ash and debris all over his neighborhood. He lives about 7 blocks away from the fire. Superior's mayor also commented on the loss of these historic buildings. Mayor Jim Payne says he was devastated when he heard the news of the fire. According to Payne, the destroyed buildings were built more than 100 years ago. He says they represent a piece of Superior's history that's irreplaceable.
So I've always preferred to redevelop and to restore and preserve the things that we have. So losing it is a real tragedy, and it does set back a lot of our goals for the region. It won't stop us. We will rebuild in this area.
Payne called the historic value for the buildings priceless. He says he's thankful no one was hurt. Today, the nation pauses to reflect on the one-year anniversary of the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. 5 people died as a result of that attack, and more than 700 people have been charged with crimes stemming from that day. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with a look at the commemorations in Washington.
These images from 1 year ago when rioters attacked the U.S. Capitol will be forever etched in the minds of the lawmakers and everyone else here on January 6th.
Those of us trapped in the gallery, we lived it. Ducking, crawling, under, over railings, hands, knees, the sounds, the smells.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney joined his daughter, Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney, on the House floor for a moment of silence. The president and vice president came to Capitol Hill to mark the solemn occasion.
The American spirit is being tested.
In fiery remarks, President Biden put the blame squarely on his predecessor.
For the first time in our history, a president had not just lost an election, he tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power as a violent mob breached the Capitol. But they failed. They failed.
Former President Trump canceled a planned news conference but released a statement calling today's events, quote, political theater and repeating false claims about the 2020 election.
Donald Trump today continues to spread his poisonous vial about the big lie.
Senate Democrats took to the floor to mark the anniversary and demand passage of voting rights legislation, while emotional support dogs like Douglas made the rounds to put people at ease outside the chamber. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
This afternoon, lawmakers will join demonstrators at a rally and march in Washington to call for voting rights legislation. It will be followed by a candlelight vigil at the Capitol. Meanwhile, here in Duluth, community leaders gathered on the steps of City Hall to mark 1 year since the insurrection at the nation's capital. Members of local churches, voting groups, and city staff spoke at the vigil. They say their goal is to remember and understand what happened on January 6th, 2021, and work to prevent something similar from ever happening again. Organizer Ann Freiberger says she believes the rioters from that day are in the minority, and most Americans want to preserve our democracy. But she says she'll never forget watching it unfold.
I knew there'd be an event, but I had no idea it would be so dramatic and so violent and just disregard everything that this country's ever stood for.
Organizers say they're also encouraging people to contact their lawmakers, asking them to pass voting rights legislation. Meteorologist Bo Fogel joins us now. In for Dave tonight. Bo, quite the chilly day out there today.
It is very cold outside. We're already seeing temperatures in the negatives, and we're going to continue on seeing wind chills well below zero. Now, taking a look at temperatures right now, we're seeing 2 degrees below zero currently right now in Duluth with mostly cloudy skies. And then look at the wind chill. It is already down to 19 below zero, but it's only going to get colder from here on out. Look at road conditions. So for Minnesota, we're pretty much good, but Wisconsin is still reporting completely or partially covered, especially since there's still a lot of lake effect snow still occurring in some parts of Wisconsin. So definitely just be careful if you are down there. But look at these temperatures up near International Falls or Ely down to 9-6 below zero. So it is bitter cold outside, and the wind chills will make it no better. We already got a report of Walker, 25 below zero, and it's only going to get colder from here on out. So for tonight, we're going to see temperatures fall down to about 20 below zero. We're going to see partly cloudy skies, eventually turn to mostly clear, and then we'll see some sunshine for tomorrow, and temperatures be cold with more chances of snow. I'll have the full forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Bo. Still to come on Live at 5, a mental health resource in Virginia has a new home. Details on their services coming up in City by City.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
If you or someone you know has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Hi, I'm Paula Haddock here with spokesman Rob Wolf. So, Rob, please share with the viewers at home who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Call now.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS 3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
There is currently a fire underway.
Bringing you complete coverage on air.
Inside the deck.
Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you. Focused on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS 3.
Hi, Gail King here, inviting you to join us every morning right here on CBS. We'll have the important stories and the interviews, all the news that matters really, and best of all, we'll have a good time together. We like to do that. And now you can find us anytime you want on the new Paramount Plus app. So we'll see you every morning right here on CBS. I thought that one was pretty good.
Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. If you or someone you love has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, please share with everyone who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Pick up the phone and call now.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a beautiful live look from the Two Harbors boat launch. The breezy winds have thankfully calmed across the region, making a quiet but cold night. Meteorologist Bo Fogel will be in with this week's forecast in just a couple of minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. A decision to dissolve the Chamber of Commerce in Orr and a new grant for Hermantown. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start off in Virginia tonight, where a local mental health resource has found a new home. The Range Mental Health Center's Wellstone Center for Crisis Stabilization has moved to 3rd Street South in Virginia. The building was formerly known as the Merritt House. The center is open for individuals experiencing a mental or emotional crisis. Staff will begin move-in soon, and we have a link to more information on our website. Next, we head to Orr, where they elected to dissolve their Chamber of Commerce last month. In September, the board mailed out a letter to the community asking for feedback on the motion. None was received, and at their meeting in December, all board members agreed to dissolve. In their announcement, the board says they hope businesses join local tourism boards to continue promoting themselves. They gave their remaining bank funds to the Orr area fire departments. They hope the local Lions Club and potential new committees carry on the annual city events. And we wrap up in Hermantown tonight, where the city recently received a grant from the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. The $50,000 grant comes from the Contamination Cleanup Grant Program. The city is focused on using the money on land that used to house the Arrowhead refinery. Last year, the site was removed from the EPA's Superfund National Priorities list, meaning cleanup is complete. The city hopes to find job opportunities with the future of the site. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, hanging 10 in -10 temps. A new documentary is highlighting the surf and science of Lake Superior.
And temperatures were barely positive today. We reached a high of 1 degree, and we're going to see temperatures continuing on decreasing, but we have more chances of snow in the forecast. I'll have full details coming up next.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Losing Mickey, it hurt.
I feel like I can't even help those I'm closest with.
You have changed.
Hard not to.
Everyone's a hero in their own story and a villain in someone else's.
The star is only as good as the person wearing it.
Walker. New episodes return Thursday, January 13th, only on the CW.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills. Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Well, we continue on seeing bitter cold temperatures outside. The National Weather Service has already issued several advisories for the Northland. We still have a winter weather advisory issued for parts of the UP. And these wind chill advisories will be going on until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then the winter weather advisory for the UP goes on until 8 a.m. because they're going to continue on seeing lake effect snow through the evening hours into tomorrow morning. See a little bit of a break and then get more chances of lake effect snow tomorrow night. But like I mentioned, we have that wind chill advisory in effect. Satellite radar shows that we continue on seeing mostly cloudy skies, and the UP is still seeing a couple of flakes. It's calmed down a little bit, but they'll still see more. But we're going to see mostly clear conditions for tonight, but that's only going to enhance the coldness. So temperatures and sky conditions see mostly cloudy for about everybody, but pretty much almost all of the Northland is below zero. We got International Falls at 10 below zero, Orr's at 11 below zero, and here in Duluth, 2 below zero. So it is once again very cold, and of course the wind and the wind chills not helping whatsoever. We got a lot of towns already down to 20 below. Bemidji's already down to 33 below zero, and it's only going to get colder from here on out. Fortunately, there is good news. There's going to be a warm-up coming in, but of course with the warm-up does mean another chance for some more precipitation. So here's what we're looking at for tomorrow. We're going to start out mostly sunny, and then as we end in the afternoon into nightfall, we're going to see mostly cloudy and see a brief line of snow come in Friday night, and then it's going to be gone by early Saturday morning. It's going to be a quick moving system. The head of the system will stay north, but the winds will continue on being breezy, but that's only going to bring in some warmer climate. So for tomorrow night, anyone can see anywhere between a trace to up to an inch of snow, but once again, we could continue on seeing lake effect snow for the UP, 2 to 4 inches possible for tomorrow night into Saturday morning. But again, we shouldn't expect a whole lot of accumulation with this system. So we're going to see this high pressure move off. This is what's bringing us all the cold weather. We're going to see this system develop over Montana and move over into the Dakotas, but the snow is going to stay into Canada mostly, and then we're going to see a little bit of a brief line of snow come through. And then, unfortunately, we're going to see another chance for more cold weather as we head into the weekend, into next week, as another polar high will move through. So tonight, we're going to see temperatures fall down to about 20 below zero. The wind chills are going to be anywhere between 25 to 35 below. Partly cloudy skies, but fortunately, the wind will be mostly calm. So looking for the 7-day, we're going to see the snow continue tomorrow night. And then as we head into Saturday, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies. Could see a couple of flurries occur, but look at that warm-up, 24 for Saturday. But, of course, it's only going to be short-lived. It's going to fall back down. And then next week, it looks like we're going to see another big warm-up. So don't worry, Kristen. We got cold temperatures, but we're going to see warmer temperatures as we head into next week.
Well,
so there is hope.
There is hope. I mean, 24.
I mean, yeah, I'm being bold about that. I'm being bold, but I mean, I think it's going to reach up into
bold bow, huh?
Yes. I like that bold bow. I like
yeah,
that
and
very
I like
much.
all that sunshine. That's nice to see.
I'm ready to see the sunshine. Believe me.
Too.
I love it so much.
I think we're not alone in that either.
Oh, thank gosh.
Thanks, Bo.
Yep.
Call if you can, text if you can't. That's the message from Bayfield County as their second option for reaching 911 is now fully functional. People in distress may now text 911 within county limits. The Sheriff's Office worked to add the new option as Bayfield County features many remote areas like lakes and woods. The County Emergency Management wants to make it clear the texting service is only for use if you are unable to call due to safety or lack of self-service. The service is also more accessible to people with hearing impairments. A documentary film about Lake Superior is premiering next month right here in the Northland. Ian Planchin got the idea for freshwater after he saw people surfing on the lake in winter. The film features cold water surfers, scientists from UMD, Duluth business and tourism officials, and a North Shore photographer. While the film was initially focused on the surfers, Planchin said that shifted after he learned more about climate impacts on the lake.
As we started doing it, though, we started learning more about the science of Lake Superior itself, and we have kind of transitioned this into a story not just about surfing, but also about the ecology and economy of the lake.
Planchin says production on the film started in 2019. He's excited to premiere it next month at the North Shore Theater. All proceeds from the premiere will go to the Large Lakes Observatory. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from Range Regional Animal Rescue in Hibbing. This is David Meowie. He is 1.5 years old, short hair, looking for a new home. Our friends at the shelter tell us he is a laid-back pal who loves to snuggle, talk, and be with his friends. Perfect guy for these long, cold winter months. I can't get over that Santa hat. If you would like to set up an appointment to adopt David Meowie, then you can call the number on your screen. Bo's going to go get him. Still to come, amid a post-holiday surge in COVID cases, we dive into what mask will protect you best. The data after the break.
Menards has the flooring options to make your house feel like your home. And whether you're looking for that elegant, timeless look, a bold and contemporary style, or a sense of comfort, with thousands of options to choose from, we've got you covered. We carry top quality brands in a variety of styles, colors, and patterns, so you'll find that perfect fit for every room. Save big on Lutex Mills carpet now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
CBS 3 Newsroom, this is Kristen.
The snow may not be falling yet, but we'll bring you to Duluth.
Is encouraging safer driving.
Winter snow in Las Vegas to talk about.
Multiple departments on scene. We'll take you there live now.
I know, but Mom, don't skip your recommended vaccines. They help protect you against certain diseases, so ask your doctor or pharmacist about any recommended vaccines you may need. Skip the other stuff instead, like, I don't know.
Skip the pants. Huh?
They're already doing that.
Nice.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Cully.
Yeah, so skip one of those mini Zoom parties. No, Mom, no. Not our Zoom party. I lost her.
Dear Lifehouse, when people ask who raised me, I say you.
I was homeless, lost, and alone.
You helped me find my way.
You helped me up.
I started to believe someone could love me.
I'm doing things I never thought I could.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lifehouse has been rooted in hope for 30 years, with a mission to reconnect homeless and street youth to their dreams. We never give up on our youth, ever.
Be a little bit brave. Don't ever be afraid to.
We got a couple questions.
Do you think it's
it's time for schools to reopen.
There is some positive breaking news. We've got a lot of important new information for you and your family.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS 3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
Welcome to CBS Mornings.
This morning we're going to begin with some good news. Follow me, I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
As COVID cases spike and mask mandates return, we dive into what kind of face covering will offer you the best protection. Erin Hassanzadeh from our sister station in the Twin Cities breaks it down.
By now,
N95s.
you probably tried a handful of different masks.
Usually I use it double.
But it might be time to shop around.
Right here, maybe we need something different. I want to know which one.
Dr. Lisa Brousseau actually did the research on how well our masks protect us.
There's a bunch of things that matter.
First, the material. Cloth masks offer the least protection, and surgical masks are marginally better. Dr. Brousseau says both are good for errands that take a few minutes, and that's about it.
Put it on, go into a store, and don't stay there very long. Once you go into a store, and you know you're going to be there for more than a couple minutes, you got to wear a respirator.
A KN95 mask like the one I'm wearing right now is going to offer you more protection than a surgical or cloth mask, but not quite as much as a respirator like this one, which will say the model number like N95 on it. It'll have a TC number on it as well, and it should say NIOSH spelled correctly.
Should have two straps. If it has ear loops, it's not a respirator.
So how much better are the respirators?
You get minutes with a cloth mask or a surgical mask, and you get hours with a respirator.
Dr. Brousseau's research showed protection for over an hour if you wear a respirator. If everyone around you also wears one, it jumps to more than 6 hours.
There's no need to go to an N99 or an N100 if you can get an N95.
And make sure they fit well, an investment that gives you protection in return.
You'll get better protection, and you'll protect the people around you.
In St. Louis Park, Erin Hassanzadeh, WCCO4 News.
Experts say the reason some masks don't cut it anymore is because the Omicron variant is so contagious. The CDC says about 60% of KN95 respirators in the United States are counterfeit.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, we're live from Capitol Hill, marking 1 year after the attack on the heart of American democracy. We're going to have an update on the investigation into the insurrection. We also want to highlight some of the heroes who still give us hope. That's all coming up here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning brought to you by the Birth Center at Essentia Health. By your side every step of the maternity journey so you can rest easy knowing you're both in good hands.
We're getting the band back together.
I'm just so excited to be back with Kristen on the anchor desk. It's been so long, but it feels like it's been no time at all.
Yeah.
I feel like we just have a great connection, and
Having someone come onto the show who loves the area as much as I do, who knows the area as well as I do, like she's from here. I mean, it's the perfect fit.
Live local to a T.
Yeah.
Watch Kristen and Briggs at 5 and 6 p.m.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
The Supreme Court building behind me is once again at the center of a monumental battle. Tonight, a congressional investigation sparked by reporting from CBS News. Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital.
We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Thursday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we brought you the latest after the massive structure fire in Superior this morning. 2 buildings were destroyed, but thankfully no one was injured or killed. Ash from the blaze spread for miles, and the plume was so large the Blotnick Bridge was temporarily closed. And tonight at 6, catching big waves on the Big Lake. More behind the new documentary looking at not only surf culture on Lake Superior, but also the science behind the greatest lake. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you at 6.